What is up, ladies and gents? Today, got a special message, not really related to Airbnb stuff or short-term rental or hosting or investing. Um, it is a little bit more about like the why, why I am doing this specific business, this entrepreneurship, this just game of life. Kind of give a background of like where I came from, and then kind of where I see it moving forward. So not really STR related, but I'm hoping somebody in the audience will get value from this. This came from a conversation with it was regarding a young person that was debating on quitting his business. So a lot of to kind of unpack there. It's definitely, I can't do it all in one video, but I'm just going to kind of riff. I've got some bullet points on thoughts that I have thought about, but more of just high level like business and kind of why you do what you do. Because if you don't really have a why, you're kind of aimlessly going through this journey of business and life and all that without a real purpose, which is a very lonely and dark place. So a little bit about my background. For those that don't know, I come from a baseball family. Both my brothers played collegiate baseball. I did as well. And then semi-pro overseas, I did as well. I feel like most people probably know that, but if you're just joining in and you don't know anything about who I am, that's kind of my background. And then I've grown this business to, I don't know, we do a couple mil a year in hosting, but it's the way that I think about it, it's sports and business are synonymous. They are pretty much the exact same thing in my eyes. Not a lot of people, some people might agree, but I think from a sports background, a lot of the skills translate into like business. Hard work, enthusiasm, teamwork, unless you play like an individual sport like tennis or something, work ethic, working more than what you should. I started in a corporate world. I don't think I'll ever go back. To be honest with you, I really enjoy this game of business and life. So there's so many lessons that I've learned from baseball that I've really translated into this prior businesses and this one specifically that you guys probably know me from. So a lot of those skills really translate, but I think kind of the harder question is entrepreneurship is not for most people. I actually think most people shouldn't be entrepreneurs. I think Elon Musk or maybe Cuban said something like, it's like running into a brick wall every single day, not ever knowing if that brick wall, you will make a dent in it. I think it might've been Cuban that said like, it's like eating glass every single day. So it is not fun at times, very hard, very difficult, very lonely. Like you will question what you're doing, when you're doing it, why you're doing it a lot of times. I wouldn't say every day, but you have these ebbs and flows. I've literally got a notepad that's like, when I have a bad day, I had a bad day Monday. And I'm just like, what do I do to snap out of it? I've learned enough of things that I do personally to like make me snap out of it quicker. But whenever I first started, years and years ago, it would last a couple of days. Now it's usually 24 hours and it's gone. But it's not easy, and I don't. I think I am guilty of making it seem easy. It is not easy. It's very, very difficult, and I still am not anywhere near where I want to be and where I'm going to go. But I think kind of my viewpoint on this, I've read a lot of help books and listened to numerous podcasts about just all this. The way that I kind of view it is, I view it as a game. In baseball, you essentially, the goal is to always get drafted, right? Always get picked up, signed to a big league deal. And at 21, that unfortunately didn't happen for me, right? I went overseas to I knew that was probably the end of my baseball career, but I knew at 21 years old, like I was either going to go pro and hopefully make it there, or like I'm hanging up my cleats and never playing again. It's a pretty sad day. I still remember it to this day. But I say all that to say, the business game is like, it's the same concept. You're competing for a goal with your team or without your team. There is a goal that you're trying to achieve, and every single day you work hard towards it. Hopefully you work hard towards it to get a little bit closer. But a lot of these times, these goals are years in advance. People think they can see them. It's going to take 30 days to, make $1 million. It's going to, it'll take, I remember when I quit my IT job, I was like, okay, I can make $100,000 my first year. Like that was my goal. And man, I was nowhere near that. Cause that's what I was making at my software job. I was like, oh, okay, I can make $100,000 and give me a year. Like I'll figure it out in a year. That did not happen. But it's neither here nor there. It always takes longer than what you think, and you can achieve more in a shorter amount of time if you really, really work for it. But that time is always expanded out further and further than what you actually think. So my viewpoint is looking at this as a game, and this is a game that I never have to retire from. This is a game that I can play hopefully until I'm dead. Very morbid thing to think about, but like I could never retire. I could do this forever. It's fun. It's exhilarating. It keeps me alive. Every day is a new challenge, a new opportunity. It will beat you down. There will be very difficult days, but there are also like awesome days. So I think viewing it as a game has really helped me. The ability to I never have to retire. Like that's a freaking cool thing to say. Like this business game, I could play it forever. It might be Airbnbs in 10 years. It might not. It might be something like a tech or AI or who knows what it'll be. But the ability to never retire from something is a pretty cool concept. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. Happy to help there. If you have Airbnb specific questions, I will get to those at the end as well. But this was just something that I have thought about. It was a conversation this week, and I wanted to share it. The ability to, I heard this on a podcast this week, the ability to create momentum. I did 75 Hard a couple of years ago, which is like a self-discipline workout program where you like 2 workouts a day, a gallon of water, no cheat meals, read 10 pages. Like there's a whole checklist of things to do. That's like the epitome of what I have ever felt of like the ability to create momentum. And momentum is like, you know it when you get it. Like deals are coming in easier. You're closing them without really selling. You're getting inbound leads from people that you haven't talked to in years. Your relationships are going well, your family life's going well. Like everything's kind of cruising, and you can kind of feel it, right? It's a really cool feeling, but you also know the opposite whenever you're not in momentum, where like everything is difficult. It's like, man, I aced that sales call. Like, why didn't he buy? Or like, I followed up with 50 people and nobody still wants my product or service. Like whatever it is, you're like fighting against the brick wall. So I think the ability to create momentum. And one thing that I thought about this week specifically after July 4th was I took a couple of days off, probably had too many beers, but my Monday was rough. I was just like, just dragging, like didn't feel good, like wasn't on it. That was the opposite of creating momentum. That was stopping my momentum, was the July 4th weekend. And if you know me, I love July 4th, love fireworks, like America, freaking love it. But that was like putting brakes on my momentum. So I do like to have a good time, and I will still do it, but I recognize that now where you're not creating momentum, you're actually stopping it. So if you can get into the habit of creating momentum, like eating clean, not drinking, getting up early, like doing all the things that you get a good night's sleep. So all those things create momentum that make everything else easier. It's like rolling a huge boulder down a hill versus pushing it up. So that's all I really had today. Just a little bit more about like why I do what I do. You hopefully learned a little bit something about me, about my history with baseball and sports and all that, and my kind of viewpoint on business and life. But back to like the normal kind of FAQ. If you have questions, we still got a couple of people sticking with me. I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, thank you as well. Next week, we are going to be doing listing audits. I got a ton of really, really good feedback from the last listing audit that I did. I think I reviewed maybe 5 or 6, and 3 of those people had like bookings the next day after we audited them. So that's freaking awesome. I'm glad I can help you guys. Once again, if you have questions, shoot me a DM. But other than that, thank you for watching. Hopefully that resonated a little bit with you with the why. And yeah, hopefully you'll be able to kind of take a little bit of